you think when you're sitting in your apartment that you can go and talk to so-and-so and make a good impression and not, beg for the job. And then you go and you find yourself sitting there saying, and you sound like you are begging for the job. And you're mad at yourself, but it's like, oh my God, I said I'm not gonna do this again.
When I started with this company back in 1969, okay, back in the day, there was one woman, she was Jewish, and she had a fight to have a traditional, quote unquote, woman's job in the customer service. She had a fight for that because she was Jewish.
Oh, bad faith.
Wow. She was Jewish. We were not allowed at that time. Only supervisors could wear pantsuits. I mean, this is going back then. Pantsuits. And it was just like really, really weird.
I first really became aware that there was such a thing as a women's movement when I was already working, and I was basically happy at my job. So I didn't think that I would go to a protest particularly about my job because I was happy at my work. But there were other things. This is like 1970, 71, right around there. And there was this woman, Gloria Steinem, and she began speaking on TV, and she wrote a book, and she was forming this movement, and a lot of my friends, my female friends, were not sure what it was about really, and what I thought was, this is about nothing more than just equality.
Definitely working for an investment bank. That's a sexist field.
Why?
And well, particularly my firm was all men investors with all female assistants sitting outside their office. Very old school, very old-fashioned firm.
Well, I work in finance, so they're all financial advisors, brokers, and it's predominantly male. And all the assistants, majority are female, and it's always been that way, even till now. And yes, I got married a couple years ago, and I wasn't able to announce it in the office. You have to kind of keep it a secret because they don't understand. Because there's always the gay jokes. I mean, I know a lot of it's more towards the male side of the gay jokes, but there's always still jokes around in the office.
The whole secretary, talk to his secretary, or just assuming that someone in a higher position is a he, and not seeing that person face to face.
Then there would be the cases of sexual harassment where if the male didn't like the female supervisor for being bossy. And in that particular one, I didn't do the investigation. I had human resources done, and it was not true. They found her to be, whatever he said was not true. So you have that too. And just because she was the female boss.
Devin's name is Devin, which is either gender. So people always assume when vendors call, they'll be like, oh, can I talk to your store manager? And it's like, oh, Devin's not in. Oh, can you have him call me back? So stuff like that happens a lot. Even how I said to Tom, people are going to walk in and be like, oh, you have a great store here just because he's a guy in front of the two of us. So it's stuff like that bothers me more than anything else.
When I came out of the business, out of this customer service, and went into management, and then they sent me off to a staff job, which was predominantly for the guy side, the men's side, and there was two women, myself and someone else. And I didn't last there long because I didn't feel it was my job to go get them lunch.
Oh Lord, yeah, no.
And my supervisor, who was a manager, said to me, well, you only get them lunch. I said, I should get them lunch? No. see, I had to go by principle because I knew it wasn't gonna last there long if I did this, or didn't do this rather. And I said, no, that's up to you, but I'm not getting these men lunch. You know what? They can get their own lunch. That's not right. You'd be sending me like I'm the girl, whatever. I had a position there too, just like the other people of my title. So I didn't last there long.
It wasn't that we wanted to be superior to anyone. We didn't want to be given things, because we were women. But if we worked a 40-hour week, we should be able to pay our bills, pay our rent if we had rent, and for those people who have children, they should be able to support their children. And if you can't, but a man that can, then you're not equal. That's it. It's all really in the dollar, and that's how it started out for me.
It should be 100%. A person is doing a job, and a job. So what if they're male or female? It doesn't make any sense. If they're getting the job done, they should be making 100% equal money. I'll never understand it.
My sister went to dinner in Manhattan with her boyfriend. And it was a place called the Playboy Club. And I had read about that, but I didn't think my sister was going to go there, but she did anyway. And they actually came up to her and they said, "How would you like to be a bunny?" And I thought, that's kind of weird, but she was very flattered. And she was very pretty and everything, but she said, "No, I don't want to be a bunny." And they said, "Well, you can make a lot of money. Bunnies make money." And she thought about it, and then she thought, "No, my mother would kill me." And she would have.
You could still have a sexual harassment class and have men in there, and the way they speak, they should just, about women and what women can do and can't do is just like amazing. Like, how can they why do they think that? It's like, it's taking a long time it's still taking a long time. So when I heard about the women in combat, I said, well, good for them. If that's what they want to do, fine. Because look how long it takes them to be a policewoman, to be a firewoman, and you have to carry this, and you have to do this, and they're mistreated, and even West Point, they have women being raped and all that.
Oh, in the military, the rape problem
horrible.
is huge. It's ridiculous. I mean, why should that shouldn't even...
Why should that happen?
Well, that shouldn't even be a remote consideration. I mean, these people are supposed to be, you know what I mean? The military we're supposed to respect them, right? It's supposed to be an honorable position, right?
Sure.
To be a soldier.
Sure.
But then that's what you do. I mean, that's terrible.
Yeah, like just even what happened last month or whenever, a couple of weeks ago, when the male walked into a Planned Parenthood and just started killing people. And not that you have the right to kill anybody anywhere, but why would you go to a Planned Parenthood? Who said those people were getting abortions? Those people could have been getting their checkup or health care or getting free birth control or whatever. That's their right, their human right. And to have men protesting and deciding and seriously just even having an opinion to me is outrageous, sexist, medieval hypocrisy.
I'll say simply, email to one guy to another guy talking about a woman's underclothes.
That's safe.
And
it's like grow up.
Yeah,
and
we
when
can
are you
see
gonna
this.
grow up, you know?
Well, we can, you can see this. You can just look on somebody and say, I want to check on you. I'm going to look at all your emails. Mm-hmm. How do you do that? And then somebody else comes over to your cubicle and looks over and says, "Oh, they're talking about Carla and her underwear. Come on, this is so childish and so stupid and ugly."
But it's so common.
It is,
Yeah,
and I'm telling you, I
Too common.
would never somebody come to me, I know at that point I was a manager. If a woman comes to me and makes a complaint, I take the complaint. And I don't take a side or whatever, because the other person has to be interviewed. You have to be straight. And you have to write everything down they said, and then you have to write everything down. Mm-hmm. In the end, if I wanted to make a decision, if the man says certain things to me, and it has happened, then I know he did that, because the way he's answering the question.
What stands in the way of having a relationship other than work? Or is that it?
Most guys are assholes. Like, I literally just said to her when we went and got the food, guy that does delivery there, who's a regular here, like, literally asks me out every day that he's in here.
For the last, 3 years. Sometimes multiple times a week.
Yeah, and, it's never overtly creepy, and I never feel threatened. At this point, it's just kind of annoying that he's like, so, what are your plans today? Like, just standing there waiting for my food. He's just
when
like,
am I going to get to take you out?
So what are you doing tonight? Other than work? Work. Okay, but after that, what are you going to do? You want to go see a movie? You want to get dinner? No, I still don't. Like, no, Rich, no. And then when I left, literally like a TLC song, like hollering out of his car at me, he's like, one day. Even if you had worn me down and I was like, all right, maybe I'll give him a chance. Like, you just shouted at me from your car.
They seem to have the same things that I like. Some are really, really close, and I would only be sending a smile to someone that I thought was I could have the same interest or close to it. But you don't get anything back. So now I'm saying, well, here I am. You put yourself down. Oh, I don't look right. I didn't wear the right clothes for the pictures. I should get more pictures. You actually beat yourself up, which, and I said, why am I doing this? Wait a minute. They're still on here. These matches, they're supposed to match me. So why am I putting myself down? They're still there. So that means nobody matched them, took them either. So I said to myself, well, you know what? Old men, because that's what I called the computer. I said, old man, I'm going to send you a smile. I'm going to send another guy a smile and another guy a smile. And keep smiling them until somebody might answer. But you know what? I'm not the one with the problem.
So when you have your own house and you get married, like, what are you going to feed your husband? And she goes, oh, well, since you're not going to marry a Haitian guy, so you should be set to, feed him anything. And I'm just like, I mean, I don't discriminate nations, but Haitian guys, they have those expectations where they want their wife to cook 4-course meal for them. I'm not about that. We have to be able to compromise. I will cook and you will cook, take turns, or not every day I'm gonna have food on the table. It's not gonna work like that.
Having 2 girls, 2 daughters, and being a mom of 2 girls, I worry about them in the future. Hopefully things will change. I will totally give them the confidence and the drive for, I say girl power all the time, and girls rule, and don't take any bullshit from any boys, or I tell them that all the time. Hopefully things will change. Hopefully things will change tomorrow, but hoping by the time they get to school too, that things will be different, college and
on that circumstance, I'm not a virgin, so and with how that whole situation happened, I felt like I lost a lot of trust and a lot of respect from my mom, because after that whole situation happened, we didn't really communicate to each other unless it was are you hungry, or are you feeling okay? That was it.
I don't know if it's necessarily a stereotype or that people are just afraid of a woman being okay with wanting equal pay and wanting equal jobs and not wanting to stay home and take care of the kids.
I think a lot of it is corporate America too. You know, I don't know about hospitals or like schools, but corporate America is sexist.
In some big corporations, you have to work harder. You have to be smarter. You also have to be a certain look. And even being fat is an issue.
I was just gonna say that.
Being fat is an issue.
But I think the women's movement never really died. People say it's not around anymore. That's not true. But there's so many different aspects of it because life is so much more complicated today.
I just know that as women, we are making great strides. We, especially in education, we are basically leading in education because we are the ones that are filling up the classrooms. It's not male dominated anymore as it used to be back in the earlier days, and we're just taking advantage of what we can take advantage of, and that usually first comes with education. So we're on a great path.
Do you consider yourself a feminist?
Yes, I think I've had to be a feminist in my life.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
To some extent, yeah, because honestly, I don't want to give it a title because we're all humans and we're all here trying to make the best out of what's available to us, and we should all be able to have the same opportunity whether we are male or female or whatever we are, because we're all just trying. We don't know what we're doing. We're all just trying. So yeah, to some extent.